how's it? Welcome back. So as I've been saying in like every single one of my recent-ish posts, I've been on a bit of a break from posting regularly to the channel, where typically speaking I'll post something every single day, but for the past 3 weeks I believe I did 3 videos, right? So about 1 video a week, which is obviously way under my average. And that's been for a couple reasons that are directly connected to each other. Or first of all, posting in particular, like more than shooting videos, started to feel like work to me, which is never fun or a good thing, right? But then also, I just haven't been that invested in my dream work practice in general. And then directly related to that is my dream recall has also fallen off a cliff, right? Where immediately upon awakening, I'll be able to recall at least the dream that I'm, just coming out of. But, I haven't been motivated enough or waking up early enough to lie in bed and commit that to memory for, for me it takes like 10 minutes or so of really just going over the dream over and over and over again. So then I can come up here and dream journal it later. So that has basically disappeared for the past like month and a half. And then directly related to that is my lucid dream count has also fallen off a cliff. Now, it is possible that I did have a lucid dream somewhere within that span of time, but just because you're lucid, it doesn't mean you're going to automatically remember it like you do remember waking life things that happened, right? It can slip out your mind just as easily as regular dreams do, but no lucid dream that I could recall in this past like month and a half, which is longer than normal. And so a lot of times when I get stuck in these dry spells, I tend to just kind of sit back and wait to have a lucid dream pop up. Like once I started having lucid dreams in like my early teenage years, I basically would just have them about once a month, no matter what I did. And then I just did that, all the way up until about when I was 30 is when I started to take my lucid dreaming practice more seriously and really start to focus on it. Because really once I hit then, I started to meditate more consistently. That's when I figured out that lucid dreaming was a skill that could be like learned, practiced, and improved upon, right? So after starting to take my practice more seriously and I hit this dry spell, I would kick back, relax, wait till I had a lucid dream randomly happen, and then that would re-inspire me, to pursue my practice. And then once I had my actual channel and I would have these dry spells from posting, I would take that motivation and then start pumping out regular content again. So I'm just kind of sitting back for this past month and a half, kind of waiting to have a lucid dream hit. And then a few nights ago, like a week and a half ago, it finally hit, right? And I was like, okay, well, it kind of almost hit, I should say. Where I was having this dream where I'm on top of this building, in this tall building in this city landscape. It's nighttime. And I remember thinking like, shucks, man, I wish I was dreaming so I could go ahead and jump off this building, because it is basically like one of my absolute favorite things to do in my dreams. I like falling way more than flying in my lucid dreams. So I was thinking like, shit, I wish I was dreaming I can go ahead and jump off of this building right now. But then I falsely, in that moment, I knew that I was awake, right? Even though in that moment I had this feeling like I was dreaming, but then I had this, false thought in my head that I knew I was awake. And because that false belief was so strong, I didn't even bother trying to do a reality check or anything. I was like, ah, crap, feels like I'm dreaming, but I know I'm awake, whatever, carry on. Then a little while later, the dream ends, and then I wake up from it. I'm like, damn it, I actually was dreaming, kick myself in the ass for it, and think like, shit, I better start picking up doing reality checks again. And so reality checks are something that I haven't done consistently in my practice for a very long time. I mean, I have little spurts here and there where I kind of get back into it, but basically for the past like 4 years or something, I haven't been doing consistent reality checks over any prolonged period of time. And when I was trying to build in this habit of doing reality checks, one of my main ways of doing it is I would put a random alarm generator on my phone with a unique ring to it. Anytime it would go off during the day, that would be my reminder to do my reality check. And then I would also have that same alarm go off, granted quieter. I'm going to piss off my wife, waking her up when she hears it. And I would keep my phone next to me, have that kind of sound cue go off, and then that could help, get my mind to want to do a reality check while I'm in a dream and hopefully get lucid. So I started working that in, but the main reason why I wanted to make this video is the reality check technique that actually worked for me 2 nights ago when I finally had a lucid dream again. Thank you, although it was not a very good one. But nonetheless, so the reality check I started to incorporate and I found success with is the reading reality check. So very often within your dreams, it can be hard to read things, particularly if it's like small, like on a piece of paper. If it's a really big word, that can be easier to read, but still yet those can be quite difficult, right? So for the reality check, what I would do is I'll look at something in my waking life, read it, look away, look back, and then see if it changed or if it's hard to read or blurred out or something like that. And so, you know, I've been doing that. I was doing that for a few days, and I've also been in downtown a lot for work here lately. So walking around downtown, I'm looking at different signs and stuff like that, reading it, looking away, looking back. And then finally, a couple nights ago, I had a hit. And another interesting thing here too, and I can't remember which book I got this from, but I know I covered it at some point in some video in the sea of my backlog, where like daytime residue, you know, like stuff that happened in the daytime showing up in your dreams, it tends to lag behind for whatever odd reason for like a couple days, a day or two, before you actually have that pop up in your dream. And that's something I did, like I read it in some study, and then something I did notice in my own personal practice. So then a couple days after being in downtown for work and walking around and doing this little reality check thing, I had that pop up in my dream, and it actually did work. So I was dreaming of being in downtown. Didn't really look like Honolulu around here, but nonetheless, it was in the dream. I was in a version of a downtown, walking around reading signs, glance at a sign, and at this moment, I falsely knew in my head that I was awake. So it was a kind of half-assed reality check, which is something you don't really want to do. When you do your reality checks and trying to build in this habit, you want to really like scrutinize it, or it's gonna potentially not work. Luckily, this one did work for me. So I glance at a sign, I look away, I look back, and it was blurred out and hard to read. And initially, I just blamed that on my dyslexia, and I was thinking like, ah man, why do I have such a hard time reading shit all the time? But then it dawned on me, I went, oh wait, maybe I am dreaming. Then the feeling of me dreaming came in. I realized I did a little hop to see if I would float or something. It took me a really long time to land on the ground, but thank God I'm dreaming. Flew away, and then the dream destabilized, and I woke up, which sucked. But nonetheless, at least it was a semi-hit. You know, it wasn't the type of lucid dream I was looking for to really inspire me to get back into my practice. But I think that little mini lucid dream, combined with the fact that I hit 2,000 subscribers, you know, not long ago on my YouTube channel, which is really awesome. So I do feel inspired now, and I will probably get this regular daily content coming. And then even if I don't even gotta shoot videos, because I have several videos on my phone, you know, that I just have been too lazy to freaking post. But nonetheless, that shit should be coming soon. The daily content should be coming back soon. If you haven't tried that simple reality check of walking around, reading a sign, looking away, looking back and reading it again, give it a shot. It happened to work for me. Although if you're just getting into the practice, what I would put above this whole look at a word, look away and look back thing, I would do the random alarm generator reality check version. The one I typically like to line up with that is the hand reality check. You look at your hand, you count your fingers. If everything is all good, then you can probably know that you're not dreaming, although sometimes, or for whatever reason, looking at your hands in your dreams tends to kind of mess it up. Like a way it will commonly look to me is if you look at your hand in real life, waking life, you look past it, it gets that double effect on your hand. That's kind of what my hands tend to look like in my dreams most of the time, but it's not 100% solid hit rate. Neither is the reading one a solid 100% hit rate for reality checks. The most solid reality check, while I'm on the topic, is the nose pinch test. You pinch your nose, you close your mouth, you see if you can breathe or not. If you can breathe, you know you're dreaming. If you can't breathe, then you know you're awake. Anyway, my kids are getting off school. I gotta go pick them up. Until the next video, keep your lucid dreaming practice legit.